Record a podcast or not together.
I was, in the beginning stages, I was just trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, how I was going to put things together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type of person that, you know what I'm saying, I'll see something, I'll watch it, you know what I'm saying, just try to figure out what's wrong with it and try to put my own spin on it. So, you know what I'm saying, at that time, I was just watching a bunch of stuff and trying to figure out how to put stuff together. You know, me and my business partner, Mr. 772 Shooter, in the cut. Yes, sir.
Shout out to Mr. 772 Shooter, who, if you don't know, I'm just giving you a little background. We quickly researched and figured out that Mr. 772 Shooter is a former student of mine. So, history, relationships, energy. Oh my goodness! So it's really nice to have the both of you with me today on on the real. So we like to talk about everything that's real. So what's real with you? What's been going on with you as far as your podcast?
Man, the podcast. I actually been filming a lot of stuff that I'm actually like trying to put together at this current moment. So I got some stuff that's in the background that's I'm putting together. I also have been doing like live interviews. There's been like a lot of events out here. Shout out to Darnell Flourisher, A&S Studio for the set showcase. I'm trying to do like different things, like just not trying to just stay inside of the podcast room, not just trying to just be in my little bubble, just really trying to get out there and just like promote and just give everybody a platform, because that's really what I created the podcast for, is to give local people, an opportunity to talk about what they got going on.
Okay, what role did you play in the set showcase? I didn't know you were a part of the set. What role did you play, if any?
No, I didn't play a part. I didn't play a part at the set. No, I didn't play a part at the set showcase, but I don't even think I can even be saying stuff like this, but we got some things in the works, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I saw a little snippet about something going on. We're gonna hold it off to later. I'm not gonna force you to talk about that yet.
No,
we'll get into it a little bit later. Okay. But other than that, I know you did a podcast with Schoolie. I thought that was pretty dope. You did a podcast with I remember your first podcast. I know you had some things that were planned. How did COVID affect your podcasting?
Actually, I'm not even gonna lie. COVID helped a lot. I'm not even gonna cap, because when I first came back, I ain't even gonna lie. I had just moved back from Minnesota. I was up in Minnesota for a while, and
I didn't know you left, but that's okay.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know.
Okay.
I'm a pretty laid back dude.
Silence, I respect it.
Yeah. So, I was up in Minnesota for a while. Just doing my thing, and when I came back, I was like. No, when I was in Minnesota, I was like, when I get home, I know what I need to do to get this podcast right. I just gotta sit down and start planning. So COVID hit, everything shut down. I'm talking about you couldn't leave the house. Fort Pierce had that nasty curfew. I'm talking about you can't do nothing.
Right.
So, throughout the day, like I didn't really have nothing to do, so I would just like wake up, just go like sit outside and read. I was reading a few books at that time. 48 Laws of Power and 360 Leadership. So, I was reading those books, and as I was reading those books, a lot of things was coming to me about like the podcast, like just different words that were sticking out to me.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting outside one day, and I was just like, man, how am I name this? Like, what name am I gonna name it? And then it hit me, Revelation.
You know why I like Revelations? Everything's real.
Everything, and that's what it is.
If people don't understand, so when I initially chose the real, it was for that reason. Like, I don't want to give anybody any information that's not real. I want to talk about the real, like what's real.
Right.
So in any situation, any topic, anything I cover, anything we discuss, I want to tell the people what's real, so everybody's listening is getting an understanding and a real aspect of how I view things. A lot of times people come to me and they ask questions, and you give answers, and you don't want people to tell you what you want to hear.
Right.
And that's kind of like, that's why I think the real Revelations, it was the perfect. They'll already know. They already know.
You know what I'm saying?
But you have members on your podcast. We want to talk about your members on your podcast, and then we're going to play a little game. So tell us about the people who are part of your podcast.
Okay, I want to give a big shout out to DJ Q,
Yes, shout out to
DJ
Q.
He always doing his things on the ones and twos. He always get me right when it comes down to the music.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm real heavy into the music, so me and him, and he the CEO of the studio too.
Okay,
you know
didn't know that. So shout out to Mr. CEO.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We real, you know what I'm saying? We real click tight, you know what I'm saying? We always talking about the music, how we can tweak stuff on the podcast. So really, it's between me and him, we the muscles. So you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We hold it down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, shout out to DJ Q.
Shout out to DJ Q. Shout out to Trevor Williams, aka Mr. Clutch Tom. He hold it down like he's the planner, he the organizer.
Every time I hear you say that, I think you like Showtime. You know how
Showtime.
Yeah, every time you say that, that's what it makes me think about. Showtime. Clutch time though. He come in clutch. He definitely do his thing.
You don't understand how clutch this man come in. Like literally, his name fits his personality. So he's pretty much the planner. He always coming up with some new ideas. You know what I'm saying? We always come to the table. You know what I'm saying? We sit down and we nitpick. You know, we take everybody into consideration.
You brainstorm. We don't brainstorm. We brainstorm around here.
Oh, we
brainstorm.
Okay.
That's how you put all your thoughts together. You make it happen. You make it work, right?
Okay. And you gonna make it rain.
Period.
Because when that bag hit, it's gonna hit.
Period.
And it's gonna hit with authority.
That's funny. Who else?
Oh, and shout out to Lil Bree. Shout out Lil Bree. She do her thing. She I ain't even gonna lie. She keep me up to date with the news. I mean, I watch.
She keep the new.
Yeah, she keep the new. She makes sure I'm always in the loop when it come down to what's in the news. Cause I mean, I watch The Breakfast Club, religiously. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
CNN, MSNBC.
Yeah,
That's always
and you
on in
have
my
to.
crib.
People don't understand that. You have to be in tune with what's around you anytime you want to give information and talk about what's really going on.
Right. Because you have to be well diverse in the things that you talk about, because you don't want to be out here spreading a false narrative, or you don't want to be giving false information. And that's one of the biggest things when it comes down to my podcast. That's really why it takes so long to plan it, because I actually like to do more than a week's worth of research. Like, I like to really go in.
Know what's going on.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying? Because when people come at me with the rebuttals, like, I want to be like, you know what I'm saying? Well, the statistics show, you know what I'm saying? 50% of such and such is such and such. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta.
How many people was it now?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like us as media, we play a huge role in what people listen to, or in like what people consume. So like, you gotta promote the right information.
Yes, if not, we're gonna lead people down the wrong way. And we have enough of that. We get enough of that in entertainment, enough of that in music. Yeah. Let's share what's real. Like, let's not just continuously lead our people down a dark path, because we're already going in the wrong way. How are we gonna get us back on track?
Right, and a lot of people got a lot of things that, they got going on inside, like, they really want to talk about. So like, I'm trying to give them that space, like that safe space that you can just come. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And you know what I'm saying. We unfiltered. You know what I'm saying, on the radio.
Oh.
I'm really toned down right now. But if you tune into the Revelations podcast, we really do get turned. I'm not even gonna cap.
Oh, yo, super. It's a party. It's a party. It really comes out.
We make it a party, and that's really what the atmosphere about. Like, we talk about like the real, like we talk about like real situations. Like, what would you do? Like, how would you feel if you were in that position?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying. But we like to have fun with it. We crack jokes. You know what I'm saying. We laugh. You know what I'm saying. We hee hee ha ha. But you know what I'm saying. But the basis of it is, what are you gonna get out of this? Like, we laugh and we joke, but there's a message at the end. So hopefully you listen long enough to catch the message. Like, that's why I always call like the end of the show the final revelation. Cause like the final revelation is, okay, we laughed and joked, but this is what we really wanted you to get out of this episode. Like, so that's why I always just try to make it like that.
All right, so let's get into this game. So here's the game. So I made a little game for TY, because this is my man, and I like to engage, and I want to kind of pick his brain a little bit of what he think about his co-host on his podcast, Revelations. So I'm gonna give him a word, and he has to tell me as soon as he hears that word, who does it remind him of, or what do you think of, right? So the first word is happy.
Happy DJ Q.
DJ Q.
He always making me laugh, bro. Like, if we not laughing, like he cracking a joke, or he doing something funny. So he always make me laugh. He always make me happy. He always happy to do it.
Okay. Second word is creative.
I would have to get that to Bree. She the most creative, I would say. She keep me on my P's and Q's, even when I when I'm making different graphics and stuff like that, I always send it to her. She like, I don't like that. Change that. I don't like that.
Oh.
I don't like that. You need to change that.
But it's always good to have that kind of opinion and be able to go back and forth and get that dialogue. So then it's when you're a perfectionist, that means a lot to you to have somebody critique what you're doing, because you don't want to put out something that's bad. I have somebody that does that. Shout out to my girl Touched by TT. I send her everything.
Yeah,
so she always get a preview of anything I put out, anything I do before I do it, because I want to know. And she'll tell me like, oh, good or bad, and it's kind of good. Next word. So next word is lover.
Mr. Clutch Time himself, the lover man. Oh my God. Yes, shout out to Clutch Time.
Okay. So, woo. Sensitive.
Ooh, Labrie, the sensitive.
Yeah?
She's a sensitive thug. She a jelly bean.
She a jelly bean, hard on the outside.
Soft on the inside.
Listen, she keeps me going on social media. I'm not even joking. When I tell you I saw something, I couldn't even post it because of, I can't post certain things.
Right.
But she don't care. So I sent it to
No.
her and I'm like, girl, this made me think about you. So I can see that. I can see how she could be like a jelly bean.
Yeah. But that's my dog though, I'm a
Friendliest.
protector. The friendliest?
Yeah.
Am I included?
Yes, you're included.
Me.
You think you're the friendliest?
Yes.
Why?
I'm so open. Like everybody, I feel like everybody else, they be on their P's and Q's. They be pretty much guarded. Like I'm open and I'm guarded at the same time. So like I'm gonna hear you out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you the benefit, and then But I say I'm the friendliest because I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt off the jump. Everybody else. Well, we got to see what's going on first.
But you kind of open to like getting to build those relationships. It doesn't really matter. You want to talk to everybody.
No, because you at least gotta attempt to see where a person head at before you just automatically assume. So I like to make my own judgments before I just take other people's word or just what I see off rip. Because everything you see off rip might just be a facade. You really gotta talk to a person to really know how they really are.
I can dig it. All right, these last 4 words are just silly words, goofy words. Hamburger, go.
Hamburger, cute. DJ, cute.
Okay, keep it quick. Banana, go.
Ooh, Brie.
Why? Wait, why would Brie get the banana?
I don't know, but it just sounded like it just fit.
Brie banana, I have no explanation, but Brie banana.
Brie banana.
Okay, so board is in plywood board.
Board?
As in, not I'm bored, as in like a piece of wood board.
Like boring?
No, as in board is in hardwood, sturdy, firm.
Oh, Cute, pretty sturdy.
It's so funny.
I don't think if I was to run head up with Cute, I don't think I would make it. I think he's pretty sturdy.
You think he's pretty sturdy?
He's a pretty sturdy guy.
Listen, you know what I've learned? This is what I've learned about Revelations podcast. I learned you're surrounded by a bunch of people who keep you motivated and inspired. And I like that. I learned that you are a very creative, which I've already knew this, but you also bounce your creativity off of Brie, right?
Mm-hmm.
I learned that Mr. Clutch Time is truly Clutch Time, and he always comes through. He's somebody you can depend on. He's dependable. He's firm, right? I learned Q is a very loving type person, but he likes to have fun.
Yeah.
Did I get it right?
Yeah.
So all these words resemble different things. You can kind of tell somebody's personality by understanding the words that you attach them to.
Yeah,
and that's what I learned so far about the Revelations podcast.
Yeah, and I feel like every one of them is like a piece of me, like a part of my personality. I feel like.
Agreed.
Yeah, I feel like if you put all 3 of them together, you get me. You get me. Because they pretty much do keep me motivated. They keep me on my P's and Q's. They always like, hey, what we doing? Like, you gotta get to work. I'm like, I'm already on it. Like, you ain't gotta tell me twice. I've been brainstorming all week. I've been putting a plan together. I've just been waiting to get right. So when I always like to come through with a finished plan and a finished product. I like to figure it out, get all my tweaks and stuff. Here's the plan. We're gonna put it in motion and we're gonna get it right.
Well, we are here. This is your girl, Raine Rosé. This is The Real. I'm here with my man, T.Y., Mr. Revelations himself. We got a lot of great things coming up for y'all for the rest of the show, so stay tuned. We're going to talk a little bit about the ultimate male figure, Mr. Derrick Jackson himself. We got to get into that from a lady's perspective. Y'all already know. We're going to get into a little bit of that stimmy. Where are you? Because I think some people still waiting on that stimmy. That's going to bring you some information. If you don't know how to track it, make sure you're able to track that. We're going to also talk a little bit about COVID-19 vaccine. Where do you stand? Did you get vaccinated? Are you getting vaccinated? Did you go to Miami? So y'all keep it locked. It's your girl, Raine Rosé. This is The Real. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. So much going on in the world. So many things we can talk about. Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it real for a second. Let's talk about what you need to know. COVID-19 vaccine. Where do you stand? Currently, they say COVID-19 vaccine is safe and effective since millions of people in the United States have received the COVID-19 vaccine, and these vaccines will undergo the most intensive safety monitoring in the U.S. history. CDC recommends you get a COVID-19 vaccine as soon as you are eligible. Adverse events described on this page and many other pages that have been reported that the vaccine adverse event reporting system that they are accepting, and they're following the vaccine and the vaccination. And if you got the vaccine and you want to give feedback as to the effects that you received from the vaccine, if you received any side effects, you can report it on their page. They have currently administered 126 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine, and they were all administered in the United States from December 14th up until March 22nd, 21. So obviously more by today, but as of the 22nd of March, they've given out 126 million. Of that 126 million, there has been 2,216 reported deaths from COVID-19. Now, some other people have died. They don't necessarily know if it was directly related to COVID-19, so they don't count those. But the ones in which they can trace back to the COVID-19 vaccine, they said that there was only 2,216 actual reported deaths. That is less than 0.1% of the people. The actual number is 0.0018. So that's not even a penny out of a dollar. So it's 1,000th of percent, right?
Yes.
So
Very small.
what are you doing? Are you going to get the COVID-19 vaccine? What do you think?
Well, since we talked about being in this position, I'm gonna just say I'm not 100% sure. I'm still doing my research on it. I'm not even gonna lie. It's too many vaccines popping up. Johnson got one. This one company got one, and they just pushing this stuff through. I'm like, let some of these other people get it. Let's see if they live or die, and then I might get it.
See,
You said
that's how I feel too.
they ain't finna experiment on me though. I gotta when they get their numbers and stuff right for sure.
Then we can talk about whether or not I should take the vaccine.
For sure. Nah, they ain't the flu shot. That's safe. Now when the vaccine become flu shot safe,
People die from the flu too, though.
the flu shot. Do they die from the flu shot?
You know what? But here's the thing: the flu shot is a vaccine, and they're giving you a version of the flu. So
a small, mild version. Just like
the same thing they say they're doing with the COVID-19. They're giving you a trace of the virus so that you can build antibodies against it. That's what they're doing. They're giving you a small, and right now it's not even a 0.1% chance. It's like 1,000% of chance that you would die from. Still no?
Nope.
I'll put you when you're right.
Until they release all the information about the Tuskegee experiments and all of that stuff, I ain't.
You know they're not doing that, right?
Y'all give it to your grandmas and stuff first.
I don't want it. Look, I don't want. Listen, there's been too many things going on and going wrong to the point where I am not taking any of that. Like I don't want any parts of it. I feel that if I come in contact with it, I'm going to naturally build the antibodies anyway. Yeah. And I'm just going to do my best to stay safe and social distance and not go to big parties like they did in Miami. So that's just, I don't want to be on lockdown. So if you don't want to be on lockdown, I recommend you do the same thing too. So keep us safe, keep us free, social distance, wear your mask, do everything they're telling you. School is about to be out in the summer. I know the kids are already irritable at school with wearing the mask as it is. So encourage your kids to keep it on and stay safe. We are doing better. The numbers are going down.
Amen.
So let's just keep doing what we're doing. Let's not change up just because it's getting a little warm outside. I know I'm ready to get on a plane and go on a couple of trips. So y'all stay. It's what? Because that's stimmy. Where are you? Right? No. Listen, I'm so ready for my stimulus. I still haven't received my stimulus. Like, I'm not even joking. I keep checking the website and keep giving me the error message. But Something's going wrong, and we don't know if what does it say? Is it something about it's going? We don't have enough information, or maybe you're not eligible to receive one. And I'm like, wait a minute, I worked all year. I know I have to be eligible. I have a kid.
I ain't eligible.
But I have a kid, darn it.
That's no check.
That's right with my money.
They playing.
But I need my money. But if you're wondering like me, and you want to know where your stimulus check is, and you want to know where it's at, you can look it up. www.irs.gov /coronavirus/get my payment, or you can just search get my payment and it'll bring you to the IRS website. Make sure when you do this you go to the IRS website, so look at the link below, make sure it says irs.gov and it's not a scammer website, because a lot of people are making replica sites as well to get your information, and they're logging that information to use it for fraud. We know how big fraud is, so y'all make sure y'all keep up with that as well. So
or y'all need to go write a letter to Biden and Camilla.
Rob,
and
tell them what we tell them.
Send them out.
Send them out. Because
are we gonna bring them out?
Most people already got their stimulus. And even if you got your stimulus, I don't care what people say. People gonna tell you how they want you to spend it. They're gonna complain about the way you spend it. It does not matter. That is your money. They have given it to you. This is all I'm going to say, and this is what's real for me. This is what's real. Take your money. If you have children, put that money away. If you're not very responsible, not good at managing your money, you may want to look into going to buy gift cards that you can put away in an envelope and store, so when the summer gets here or when school roll around, you have something to get your children school clothes. Because a lot of the times the parents wait till the last minute. You have a nice little lump sum of money, take a couple $100, $1,000, put that away, save it, put it up. If you don't want to put it in a gift card, give it to somebody you trust to save it. If you don't have anybody, be more responsible, because don't make your kids suffer when school come around. There is no reason for no child to go without. If you have more money than what you probably received in a long time, right, do the right thing with it. So invest, whatever you're going to do is your money. Just be wise with it. We're trying to manage our money.
I feel invested. I feel like it's too much information out here. I feel like you as a parent, or I don't got kids, just let y'all know, I ain't got kids. So as a parent, you should be investing the money, because you put it in the bank account, you put it in a savings account, what they gonna give you? Like, they gonna give you like a penny at the end.
Correct.
They gonna give you like a penny.
Correct. So you gotta look at other ways to
do some research.
Yes.
Watch the stock market, watch these trends, watch the news.
Learn. Just grow.
And
don't keep doing what we've always done.
And then this is the thing, like if you was gonna put it in the bank account, like a savings account, you was just gonna put it in and just let it just sit there.
Correct.
So if you put your money in the stock market, let it just sit there, you won't never know that thing hit.
People get a little afraid of that because it's a risk, and you have to be willing to take that risk and be able to take that loss. So if you can't, I get it, but if you can't afford to gamble or play with that money, I would recommend that. Look at more secure ways to put your money up and save it. But then you also have to think, when you're looking, this is long term. Right. So some of these people need this money. They're going to turn around and need this money before June. Some of them need the money right now. But I'm just saying, so you have to do what's best for you. If you have the money where you can play around and invest it. If you can stand to take a little bit of a loss if something happened, invest it. If they didn't give it to you, you wouldn't have it anyway.
Right.
So you got to do what's best for you. We're not here to tell you what to do. We can only tell you what we think is real and what we think is right. And I think make sure you put something to the side for your children. If you haven't taken a trip, take a small trip. Take your kids somewhere, expose them. Because a lot of our kids don't have the etiquette they need to do things in certain situations. And they should be able to, even in a classroom. They don't even know how to sit in a classroom and be. I think a lot of that need to be, addressed. And that's why I'm bringing y'all etiquette class, requested by my great friend who want me to do an etiquette class. So that's what we're gonna do.
Because people need etiquette.
And she said that too. She definitely said that. She said maybe they'll attend with their students or their children, and I said hopefully they will, because it's not to badger or beat anybody up. It's when they go in certain situations, they have to know how to behave and conduct themselves. And a lot of our kids do not. A lot of them can't even sit through an entire class without getting out of their seat running around. So little things like that. How do you behave on the job? How do you behave when you go in a restaurant? So let your kids experience those things. Even if you got to sit way in the back, the same way you give them that talk before you go in the grocery store, you take them and say, don't you go ahead and act a fool in these people's restaurants. Yep. I'm going to tell you what, you act a fool, right, look, water and rice, that's all I'm ordering you.
No butter, no gravy, no nothing.
Water and rice, that's all you get. They don't have mashed potatoes, and I'm going to tell them no salt.
Ooh, dirty. You are so dirty. No salt?
But seriously though, little things like that, just let your kids experience things, because truth is, on these state tests, and I'm not even gonna get into that, but on these state tests, they put scenarios and situations, and when your children lack exposure, it only puts them at a disadvantage to pass anyway. Because if they're talking to them about mountains and things they've never seen, they can't relate to it. So now they're trying to comprehend something they don't even know about other than a movie. Take your kids somewhere to see something different. It's not that expensive, even if you got to drive. But that's enough with y'all stimulus money. Y'all do what y'all want with y'all money. We got to talk about Derrick Jackson, and I got to listen. I have to talk to the ultimate male example, the one who has the advice, the one who dictates, the one who defends his actions, the one who degrades and tears down other men.
Brothers.
The man who says he's the man, who knows how a man's supposed to behave, but failed to uphold his own vows, Derrick Jackson, Mr. YouTuber himself, Derrick Jackson. So let me I gotta go in a little bit because I gotta do this for my ladies, man. It's Women Crush Wednesday, and a lot of women follow Derrick Jackson. If you don't know who he is, if you don't know who he is, he's a famous YouTuber who basically made his way, started back in 2012, off of explaining to women and coaching women through what to look for in a guy. So he was the one who would tell you how a guy should treat you, what he thinks about a guy, whether or not you should stay in a relationship. And millions of women around the world, around the United States and God knows where else, was not only giving him money, paying for his books because he's an author, not only buying his card games because he made one of those too.
Yeah, the card game?
Yeah, not only subscribing to his YouTube and helping build his, they feel a little bamboozled. So Derrick Jackson was exposed for cheating on his wife. Now, mind you, this is old. Him cheating is not new. It wasn't something that recently happened that I'm aware of. The cheating that they are referencing happened at year 4 in his marriage. I think right now he's been married for about 12 years.
Right.
So he's been married for 12 years. He cheated at year 4. So if we're doing the math, 2021 minus 11, 12 brings you about to 2010, right? So he came out on YouTube about 2012, right? So that means in 2014-ish, right, he was cheating, which didn't surprise me because he was always in his car. The man who always in his car when he talked to you got to be cheating. So what you think, T.Y.?
Well,
ladies, if you are talking to a guy and every time he's talking to you, he is on his way to somewhere or from somewhere, red flag.
I can't say that. Plies make all his videos in the car, so I can't say that.
You talk about Plies one more time, Plies? Just one more time.
Plies,
we already know what's going on.
Plies always in the car when he make a video. I ain't never seen him not make a video in the car.
Look, this man always made his videos in his SUV, in his truck. I think it's an F-150. I think it's what it is.
I don't know what it is, but his videos, I watch a lot of like stuff like that. So like his videos, I will come across his videos. I would watch a few seconds of it, but I could just never really get into some like a dude like that. Like,
why?
Like just, I don't know, because I feel like he's just really just catering to a group of women that just like to bash dudes sometimes, because it's never nothing positive. Like every time I watch the video, it's never like, oh, if you got a good dude like this, you should want to keep him. It's always dudes do this, and if he do that, you just need to just go and
let me tell you what I think about them. And if she's doing this and he's doing that, he kills me. Let me tell you what got me for him. And I'm a woman. Like I am a woman who could not tolerate watching his videos. When he first came out, he's a nice looking guy. She's like, oh, okay, I can watch this video for a little bit. But the more I listen to him and the way he describes situations and the way, only thing that's popped out to me was narcissism.
Right.
Narcissism. And narcissistic men get under my skin. Narcissistic men always think they have the right answers and does the right thing, but they rarely ever do what's best for other people. It's always what's best for them. And if you look at the situation that is before us, that is
all in his
exactly
interest.
what it is. He preyed on women.
Got him.
Yeah, he preyed on women by degrading men.
Yep. And
to make himself look good.
So then, not on top of this, let me break it down. So this man, he's getting his cake and he's eating it too because he's got a wife. He's cheating. He making money off of telling girls to leave dudes. That's cheating. So he playing the field. And he getting book deals, and y'all love him too, huh?
And
What do you do?
Look, and not only did he cheat, he cheated in the lowest possible way ever. You weren't even respectful enough to go out and go to another place. You brought this woman in your home, in your wife's bed, and cheated. That's the lowest of the lowest of the low.
And then, I heard him say in another clip, he said, he didn't have, I don't know if he said he didn't have sex. He said he cheated on his wife, but they didn't have sexual relations.
Originally,
so
that was his first statement.
I'm so confused because it's just like it's like he trying to keep everybody, and then that whole stage video with him sitting on the couch with his wife, she in her bonnet, they holding hands.
Let me get you right. Let me get you right on the words. This is what he said. He said he was involved with other women outside the marriage, and by involved, I want to be clear. I'm not talking about casually kicking it or maybe a lunch or something like that. I'm talking about as serious as sex, the sexual flirtation and meeting up of that kind of thing. That was his second statement. His original statement was not that. But then when women started coming forward and exposing him, now he wanted to take responsibility. And he gives this statement. I was unfaithful during my marriage, and because of that I deserve to be accountable for my actions. Yes, you deserve to be accountable, but what I hate is for somebody to play the victim. And what he did was turn himself into the victim when he is not the victim.
He's victim blaming at this point.
He definitely is. I deserve to be held accountable. Like you want a sad story, feel sorry for me. No, you're a fraud.
And then he's sitting with his wife on the couch, and then it's just like, bro, like what are you doing? Like, come on, like you really out here like putting on this whole front. I just want to apologize. I didn't make a move. I'm just gonna take full responsibility for everything that I did. Me and my wife here, we're going through counseling and blah blah blah.
Classic narcissism.
Yeah, come on, bro. Like so it's all about you. Your wife ain't hurt. Like
Listen,
you ain't got kids. Like the kids ain't feeling some type of way. Like you know what I'm saying. It's all about you and your image. Like come on.
The statement she gave, and her response could have been because this has happened in the past and she had dealt with it. But I don't know what anybody else saw, but looking at her, she is scorned. She is hurt. And once somebody cheats on you, like it is so hard to come back from that. I don't care how much counseling you go through. You're gonna always walk around with insecurities. You're gonna always feel like they're gonna do you wrong. You just can't forgive something like that. And for me, I have yet to been able to bounce back from a lie. Like once I realized you're a liar to me. Yeah. So I could not imagine having to deal with somebody who's cheating. I couldn't marry somebody on that level.
But then imagine like you going through this and it was all private. This years ago. Now it's coming back up.
And now you have to relive.
You have to relive it. Now that's an even bigger slap in the face because it's just like, okay, we dealt with this, but as a man, you should have kept. If you were so concerned about your image and everything, you would have tried to keep this under wraps as long as you could.
Most definitely, and the exposure for profit and gain is what it really came up to. And this is what she said. She said, "Today I'm at peace," and proudly stated that by his side. Right, I have no hesitation, no hurt, or no shame about that, and it's only because of the grace of God and the mercy of God. And we've already turned a new chapter in this story. I looked at a couple other things about what she was stating about how right after they cheated and they went to counseling, he started to do things that he had never done before. So to her, it looked like he really wanted to be a new person. But listening to him, listening to the way he speaks, you can tell it's about how he feels. Because I don't care how much money you got. You couldn't have paid me to sit on that couch with you to hold my hand with my bonnet on while you tell the world you cheated on me and we went to counseling, but we better now. She don't look better.
Yeah. And
do she look better?
she looked at hurt. She looked mad embarrassed. She looked mad embarrassed. It's just like, bro, we had to deal with this in private. Now everybody knows it. Now it's
and I guarantee
later.
It comes back to the book. It all comes back to his book because he wanted to use that vulnerability to try to sell books, but it has backfired on you. That's what it was. He wanted to use that moment to sell his book, to say, hey, look at me. I cheated too. Men can be bad, but we can be better at the same time.
Nah, I don't. don't be exploiting. Don't be exploiting other people's feelings for financial gain, man. You always gonna end up losing in the end. And look, you done lost.
I think he is gonna lose big time. If you're a woman and you're still listening to the advice of a man, now I'm not here to drag you, Derek. That's not the purpose. I'm just here to identify what I think is real, and I call narcissism. And I hope you take the time to grow and develop from it, because there are traits that you were, exhibiting that are unhealthy, and it's unfair to your wife. It's not right, because you're right now using her for profitable gain while she's supposed to gain as well. If she didn't make a deal to sign with you to get 65% of that book, because we ain't going 50-50, you embarrassing me. I probably would have asked for 75. But if she's not getting separate profit from that, I don't know. I love the Lord too, and grace and mercy is powerful. But I don't know. I pray that I can go through many things. I pray that I never have to go through a relationship where somebody has to go out and cheat, because it makes you feel not worth it. It's like, what are you getting from them that I can't give you?
Right.
And if you're going all out, you know what I mean? Like, you going all out for your man, like, and it's like, why? I think it's selfish. It's very selfish, and you cheat for only selfish reasons. There's no other reason to cheat other than you're selfish. So that's what I think is real. Ray Rosé, TY.